Hey guys, welcome back to another ClimaxCombo video. I am Checkers,
And I am Licious Kid.
and today we will be doing another top 10 Weiss cards from a relatively new set. Arifureta, commonplace, whatever, to super strong guy, let's go. You guys might know this anime. And yeah, so we're like our last top 10. We're going to be just going through some cards. Not necessarily any of the strongest stuff, just cards we kind of like. But we do like strong cards, guys. So
He's not wrong. If you guys like this stuff, let us know with a like. Really helps us out and let us know. But anyways, to start things off, we got the 0-0 Mew Double R, 500 power, 2 effects. When it's placed from hand to stage, you can discard a card. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. Then choose one level X or lower character from your waiting room, add it to your hand. X equals the level of the revealed card. Second effect, when it attacks, choose one of your other Tortoise characters. It gets plus 1k power for the turn. This card, it's solid. The first effect, if your set has it, you pretty much play it, so it's already good. The second effect, on attack, give something 1k power, is also great. Just a heads up, this entire set is Tortoise, so this card literally works with everything. And it's green, which I think is very valuable, because I don't think this set has a lot of good level 0 greens. So this is a good way to splash it into any of your Arifureta builds.
Yep. Next up, number 9. It is another green level 0 TO, but this one has a ClimaxCombo with the gold bar. When the gold bar is placed in your climax area and you have 2 or more other Tortoise characters, choose one of your characters, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, it gains the following ability of when this card is front attacked, you may return this to hand. And the second effect is a startup. You can rest her to choose one of your Tortoise characters, and this turn it gains 1500 power. So it's a pretty neat level 0 combo. Very nice for aggro builds that like to run gold bar. You can pretty much give any of your cards bounce back to your hand, so you can reuse on-play effects. So you do have versatility with that effect, and she also pumps stuff from the back row, so it's nice to keep around. Overall, a solid level 0 combo for the set.
Very fitting with green, strong on offense, but on defense they're weak, but they go back to your hand. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
And if she gets 15 on offense, OP. Next up, more green. We have the 3-2 Shia, 9-5 power. When it's placed from hand to stage, all your opponent's front row characters get minus 2k power. The second effect is a stock swap, but instead of the conventional paying 1, you just discard 2 cards in your hand, which I think is super cool. We all know stock swap is strong, and always having the threat of it keeps your opponents on their toes. But sometimes paying that 1 is just too hard when you're going for your final turn.
Yeah.
But I like how Bushiro is trying to give us another option for stock swap. And this is a good one. If your set can maintain a lot of hand size, it's almost just free. So, and the on-play on this card is strong. I mean, minus 2k. You're going to wipe their whole board. So, I think this card is sick.
Yeah, very, very dope tech level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons why you might want to include green.
For our number 7 pick, we have the 3-2 TO, 8-5 power, 4 effects. If you have 2 or less climaxes in your waiting room, it loses 1 level in hand. Second effect, when it's played from hand to stage, you heal. Third effect, when it attacks, if you have a full field, this gets plus 3k. Last effect, when this card battles, when damage you take is not cancelled, this card gets plus 4k. So, I think this card has high value because it's the only early drop healer in the set that's easy to come out. And for that alone, I think you have to play it. The other 2 effects are okay. I mean, 11-5 on offense is okay. And potentially strong on defense is okay too. You're just kind of here for the heal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it for green on our list. It's definitely not one of the more exciting colors, which is why it's all down here.
Yeah.
But there is some neat stuff that you might want to splash into your builds. For number 6, We have a blue level 3 Coyote. She has experience. If you have 2 or more level 0 Hajime Double R or 1-0 Ico Double R in your level zone, this gets -1 level in hand. We'll talk about those cards later on in the list, but pretty easy condition for her to early play. Another continuous effect, if she is in the front row, all of your Tortoise characters get plus 1500 power, including herself, making her 10-5 base essentially. And she climax combos with pants. When she attacks, if you have 2 or more other Tortoise characters, you can heal up to 1, and this turn this gets 2k power, making her 13-5 on offense with the climax combo. So yeah, this is a pretty neat card, and it kind of enables you to do this level 2 early play combo that just kind of beefs up your whole board, and you can actually heal with the climax combo, and as she sticks around, which is essentially what you're trying to do with her, she's going to heal even more. So overall, this is a pretty neat climax combo, and I think A-Pants is kind of cool. There's some other cards that enable it as well. This attrition style of a deck where your goal is to out-survive your opponent with extra heals is pretty much enabled by this, I think.
Once you get these qualities down and they all keep beefing each other up, you never have to play anything, and you just keep healing and keep wiping their board. It's pretty sick.
Yep. Next up, for number 5, we have this 1-1 Hajime.
Debatably the strongest card in the set.
Dude, this card is kind of nuts. 5500 power. For each marker underneath this card, it gets plus 1k power. If you have 2 or more other Tortoise characters, this gets plus 2k power. And when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may look at the top card of your deck. If you do, place it underneath this card face down as a marker. So, without any markers, he's pretty easily 7500 power, which is good power to hit for a 1-1. But on top of that, he scales infinitely the more reverses he gets. His power can just go up. And he has a support card, a level 0 Hajime, uncommon 500 base. When this is front attacked, you can put the top card of your deck into your clock and then send this Hajime to memory and place the 1-1 Hajime from your hand onto the stage in this card's former slot as the defending character. And then his second effect is when one of your characters is reversed and this is in your back row, you can send him to your waiting room to rest that character. So this card kind of enables the 1-1 Hajime to get a marker early. If your opponent decides to front attack you for some reason, I don't know what this card does.
I would.
Yeah, I would definitely do that the first time, and then never again. This is going to be traumatizing because you get that early marker. He's suddenly 8-5, 1-1 pretty easily. Then you get another free marker because your opponent probably has another level 0. Then he's 9-5, and then from there it's just over.
Like, lights out.
You can't really deal with this 1-1 Hajime unless you have like a level 1 Suicider, because Adachi's won't work on him. He doesn't gain more levels. You have to overpower it, but if you get him out early, it's kind of really hard to overpower him. So anyway, yeah, level 1 Suicider. But even if he gets reversed, you have the level 0 Hajime to pseudo encore him, so he just sticks around. So there's actually absolutely no way to deal with this. So it's like an infinite value card, and it's pretty broken.
Yep. If you know your opponent's power thresholds, you could just stop getting markers, and then he just sits there and keeps wiping your board for the entire game, and you cry. So pretty sick card. The 0-0 Hajime scales rest of the game nicely as well. Pseudo encore is always nice for the whole game. It's costless, which I think is a better form of pseudo encore than the pay one.
Yeah.
So this card is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of tight.
It's crazy. If you get it off, oh my gosh. Anyways, more Hajimes coming up. For number 4, we have the 3-2 rare 10k power one. When this attacks, if you have the door in your climax area, you can pay cost, which is discard a card. If you do, deal X damage to your opponent, and this turn this card gets plus 2k, and X is equal to the level of the card discarded for cost plus 1. 8 gate is kind of what we feel like Bushiroad is pushing for this set, and this is kind of the finisher for that build. It's pretty simple, it's not really that exciting, but it's solid. You can really control how much damage you're gonna do. He gets a nice juicy 2k, and it's alright. It's cheap too. You discard a card, you're running 8 gates, you're gonna have more than enough cards and more than enough choices to deal however much damage you want. I just kind of wish another on-play effect.
Yeah, it's a little boring.
Yeah, for being like the finisher for the 8 gates build, but it's solid.
It's pretty lethal.
Yeah,
it's just good.
It's scary. I wouldn't want to fight this card, but it's good. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Next up for our number 3, we have level 1 Ico Double R, 3500 base. If you have 2 or more classmate or teacher characters, you do not take 1 or less damage from auto effects of your opponent's characters. And the second effect is when your character's trigger check reveals a climax, you can discard 1 climax to choose a character from your waiting room and add it to your hand. So, classmate or teacher is pretty much any of the human characters, Shizuku, Aiko, Hajime, Kaori. So you do have some options to make sure that you have her effect active, and that effect is pretty nuts. Denying your opponent of any ping 1s pretty much is so good. There's just like, that's just a crazy anti effect to have. It lets you survive a lot more against certain matchups. And not to mention, the second effect is pretty useful for 8 pants or 8 gold bar, where you're going to be triggering and filling up your hand with climaxes. Being able to swap them out for a character is always a nice effect, so it's not so bad in the back row. But it is level 1, so it kind of forces you to run blue, and 8 pants is not that good compared to some of the other stuff in the set. So it's a pretty cool card. However, I just don't think it's going to be that great.
No, the fact that it's a level 1 really lowers the playability, and it only works with the classmate and teachers, which is kind of easy, but, kind of limits it. Mm-hmm. And maybe not good right now, but the idea is there, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Next up for our number 2, Double R Hajime. 1500 base. When this is played on stage from hand, it gets plus 1500 power, making him 3k on offense the turn he's played. And the other effect is when he's placed on stage from hand or sent from stage to waiting room, you can pay 1, put the top card of your deck into clock, and then salvage a tortoise character from your waiting room. This card is actually a super great level 0. 3k on play is great, and the fact that he gets the pseudo Riki effect either on play or when he's sent from stage to waiting room is super great for versatility, but you can also plus twice with just 1 card. Honestly, this card is super good, and I mean, it can go in anything. Like, you're definitely gonna run this.
It's a staple in all the Arifureta builds. Probably the number 1 card in the set, but not our number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got some honorable mentions. These are cards you just kind of want to run to round out certain builds just because of the climax lineup. And the first one being the 1-0 Yue and Hajime from the trial deck. Combos with the choice. During your turn, it's 3k base. During your turn, if you have another tortoise character, it gets plus 3k power. And when this card reverses an opponent's character by battle, if you have the choice climax in your climax area, look at top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 tortoise characters or 1-0 event amongst them. Show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. Not going to go over the 1-0 event, but it's playable. It's also from the trial deck. Don't think you're going to be running it, but nonetheless, it's a good climax combo. You kill something, you plus 2 potentially, 6k power. It's okay. You just got to run it for 8 choice because this is the only other choice combo in Arifureta.
Yeah.
Kind of a shame, but it's there.
Same kind of deal with this level 1 UA. 4500 power base. If you have 2 or more other Taurus characters, this gets plus 1k power. And climax combo with Door. When the door is placed in your climax area and this card is in the front row and you have another tortoise character, you can resonate with the level 3 Hajime that also combos with door. If you do, look at the top card of your deck and choose a tortoise character, add it to your hand, send the rest of the cards to your waiting room, and then you can put one card from the top of your deck into your stock. So, kind of lackluster card, I would say. For having so many conditions to even pull off the combo is kind of whatever. You just get to look at the top card, and that's it. Like, if you miss a tortoise character, you don't get a card to your hand.
And then the stock is blind, too.
Yeah, it's blind stock, and it's when you play the door, so then you're going to attack afterwards. There is a lot left to be desired for this card, but it's the only other level 1 gate combo. So if you run 8 gates, you kind of have to run it. So, yeah, it's there. It can build you a lot of resources, but
the payoff is high, but the ability to break is high too.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't plus off this and you hit a couple climax with the blind stock, like, it just sucks.
Yep.
And you gotta resonate too, and that might not be possible at level 0. As soon as you hit level 1 first, sometimes you just don't have it, you know? So
yeah,
it's kind of a lot, but the potential's there.
And then also another level 1 combo. This Double R Shizuku 2k base. At the start of your climax phase, if this is in the front row, choose one of your opponent's front row characters, and this turn it gets minus X power, where X is equal to the number of your other tortoise characters times 1k. And climax combo with pants. When this attacks and all of your characters are tortoise, look it up to the top 4 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 tortoise character from among them, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, and then send the rest to waiting room. Then choose one of your opponent's characters and one of its traits, and this turn that character loses all of that trait. So, this card, I think it's pretty cool. If you have a full field, you can give something minus 4k, which is a good amount. You can pop pretty much any level 0 and open up the board to do a little extra damage. You can kill things that are 6k power with her. By minusing it 4k, and you can also stack the effect onto one character to bring down a stronger character, but you can only do that on one. So she's 2k base, which is very hard to reverse shit. It's like nigh impossible at this stage in the game. So if you're not popping stuff, it's kind of not that useful. And the combo is good. It's a standard plus combo, look at top 4, but getting rid of one of your opponent's character traits could be really useful and devastating for your opponent's board, since there's a lot of stuff that can rely on all your characters being tortoise or you having enough of one kind of card. Even herself, she needs all tortoise characters for her combos, so in the mirror, that's a good example of when you could make use of that effect. And yeah, so, I mean, there's some neat stuff, but honestly, this card kind of misses the mark a bit right now. It's not enough to really make this card that usable.
It's cool, but the 2k base is too much.
Yeah, it really
in standby matchups, you have to stack it, and then you're only killing one thing. And on defense, your ass is getting wiped. Mm-hmm. And that trait effect's not even good in all matchups. But it's cool.
Yeah. Honorable mention for sure.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, for honorable mentions, we got the 0-0 Kaori, 1k power, 2 effects. First effect, Brainstorm, pay 1, rest this, middle top 4. Every climax you hit, salvage a character. Second effect, pay 2, rester, heal 1. Super cool. I mean, paying 2 to rest, heal at any point in the game, pretty sick. I just don't really think it fits in with how Arifureta wants to play. So that's why it's kind of an honorable mention. The only really real build I can see this popping off in is maybe like the 3-2 Kaori blue build, since that build kind of just wants to stall out the opponent and last longer than them. Maybe. But besides that, not really. But it's cool. And for our number 1 card, it is this 3-2 Yue, 7500 power. 3 effects. When it's placed from hand to stage, heal. Second effect, continuous. If you have 2 or more other tortoise characters, this gets plus 1500 power and hexproof. Lastly, when this attacks, if you have the choice, you can pay 1, discard a tortoise character. If you do, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gains the following effect. Auto. This ability activates up to once per turn. When the character across from this or this card's damage is cancelled, you may deal 2 damage to your opponent. I mean, super sick. On attack, deal 2. On defense, deal 2. It's hexproof, so it's going to be annoying to get rid of. It's just a little weak, but with backups and the proper support, she can stay there and annoy the shit out of your opponent. And it's just cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, these cards that mess with your opponent on your opponent's turn is always fun to do, but not fun to deal with. So, you know, you can put your opponent in checkmate situation with a full board of these UAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they it's just scary, you know? I think there are builds you can run to make this come out like at level 2 with like standby and then protector and then just kind of accrue all this value. I think it's super sick.
For sure, the most exciting card, and I think it is really good. It's just a matter of whether you can make the build work.
Yeah, it's good, but like we said, I mean, not we didn't say, but yellow just does kind of fall flat as a whole. So you're gonna have to get a little more spicy with this, because just doing this at level 3 isn't that scary. But if you can get 1 or 2 of these off at level 2, then it's then we're talking. And that's it for Arifureta. Woo! This set as a whole is okay. We don't think it's really gonna impact the meta in any ways. We don't think there's any real cards that really stand out. That's like, wow, like this card alone really pushes Arifureta to the top. The whole set as a whole is just kind of playable. The 1-0 combos really do fall short. There's some spicy cards, like we mentioned, this top 10, but overall it's playable, but it's not going to be the greatest.
Yeah, they definitely gave an effort to make some cool stuff, but compared to what's running amok right now, it's just doesn't stand up to that, I think, or we think for sure.
And even like the other, not all-star sets, but like the other strong sets, this one it's not that strong against those either. Yeah, it's just there, you know, like, yeah, it's fun though. It's not even that fun. Honestly, like,
so it's not that exciting.
It's not that exciting. Nah.
We're not that excited by it.
Nah, I just want to play the 3-2 UA, and that's it. That's all I want to do with the set.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, it's whatever. But, oh well, not every set can be strong. But we hope you guys like this video. Once again, if you guys like this kind of stuff, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments too. And we'll catch you guys in the next video.
Peace.